Coming up on SCVTV's Community Corner, are you ready to party like it's 1995? Find out how Single Mothers Outreach is celebrating 30 years of impact, 90s style.
And discover local talent and fresh creativity at the very first Old Town Newhall Art Walk.
Learn how biking to work can earn you rewards and reduce your carbon footprint. Plus, learn how fostering a dog can be just as life-changing as rescuing one with DogFitLA.
No ticket, no passport, no problem. Experience the world right here at home with the Celebrate series on Twisk.
Stay tuned. SCVTV's Community Corner starts now.
Welcome back, Santa Clarita Valley, to SCVTV's Community Corner. I'm Deputy Robert Jensen, filling in for Dave Caldwell.
And I'm Carrie Lujan, and this show is all about you, Santa Clarita, the nonprofits, the schools, our local government, and the amazing people who make up our wonderful community. And we have a great episode lined up for you today.
It is a fantastic episode, Carrie. We're featuring nonprofits making a real difference, like Single Mothers Outreach, Stop the Stigma, and the Old Town Newhall Association. Plus, we're talking about the power of fostering with DogFitLA. And yes, they brought an adoptable pup you'll definitely want to meet.
And we'll also hear how the city is gearing up for Bike to Work Week and the return of the Celebrate event series in this week's episode of This Week in Santa Clarita. And I appreciate you being back here with us again.
It is an honor once again to come back and try and fill in for Dave.
It's hard.
It really is. He's a pro.
He's amazing.
He's awesome.
He's amazing. So we are going to talk about Bike to Work Week, and I have a question because I have seen probably like high school age kids on these e-bikes. But they go so fast. Is that legal? What do parents need to know?
Really good question, and I'm very glad you asked. Even in what you're saying right now, there's something that we should probably try to correct. So e-bikes versus e-motorcycles, right? E-bikes are your classic bikes. They've got pedals, and sometimes there's a throttle assist where you can rig your pedal bike to kind of go a little bit faster with that electric motor. Those are totally good to go. You'll see class 1s, class 2s, class 3s on our paseos, completely legal. We encourage people to ride those to work, ride those to school, any age, as long as you have a helmet, you're good to go. The biggest difference, though, in what you're seeing and what we're starting to see a trend in is these e-motorcycles. And that very much is a completely different machine than an e-bike. E-motorcycles are motorcycles that are electric. So think through all the same things you would need with a gas-powered motorcycle. A specialized helmet that's DOT approved. You'd actually need a motorcycle license. You would also need to ride on the road. You cannot ride it on a paseo. So there's a lot more regulations that unfortunately there's a misconception that says e-bikes, e-motorcycles, good to go, which is not the case.
So if I'm on an e-bike, how fast, like what do I top out at there?
You're stopping right around 25 to 27 miles per hour.
Oh, these people are definitely going faster than that.
Then they're definitely on e-motorcycles. So part of our program is to kind of educate people that there is a difference and let parents know just because it has E in front of it does not mean that it's going to slow down or that it's going to be a safe speed. Imagine your 13, 14-year-old getting to go 60 miles an hour on Newhall Ranch Road or the Paseo anywhere. That's a complete recipe for disaster. So a lot of our job right now is just educating people on both sides, letting parents know e-motorcycles require all these extra things and they're super unsafe to be ridden to school, especially for minors. But then also educating the public that's used to walking on paseos when they see an e-bike that is going a safe speed, that is allowed. You know,
so I shouldn't yell at them?
No, but if they are on an e-motorcycle, and you know the best way to tell the difference too is that if there's pedals, it's usually an e-bike. If there's pegs, it's usually an e-motorcycle. And kids are getting very smart, so parents, please keep an eye if you do buy your child a e-motorcycle or an e-bike. Take a look at it, inspect it, make sure that they're not cutting the governor so that it can go faster than the safe speed. And then double check also, where are your kids riding? You want them to be able to ride, and we want to see people biking around Santa Clarita. It is one of the most bikeable communities that I've ever seen. We just have to do it in a safe way, and the bummer is these e-motorcycles are coming in and they're kind of like making the sport not as fun for people because now there's just a stigma attached to it. So
yeah. So if parents want their kids or kids want to learn more about what happens at the sheriff's station so they can know all of these important rules, what can they do?
They can call us anytime, 661-260-4000. We'd be happy to answer your questions. We would actually much prefer that so that we can get out ahead of it rather than having to stop your child while he's trying to ride to school or whatever. And you know, unfortunately, in a lot of these cases, if we issue a citation and it's our second or third time contacting you, unfortunately, that means you're going to get a citation for a vehicle code violation, which means if your child's under 16, they can't apply for their driver's license until they're 18. So we don't want to do that. We're asking the public to step out ahead of it because we don't want to impound your Christmas gifts to your kids. We don't want to do those things, but for the safety of the city, for the safety of the paseos, and ultimately for the safety of your child, it's not a matter of just let my kid have fun, you know, go after these guys that are doing drugs. We're doing that, trust me, but at the same time, we're not going to allow an unsafe situation to just kind of grow and expand.
Right. So tell us about the Explorers program if kids want to sign up and do that.
Definitely.
Which is better than riding e-motorcycles, right?
Well, hey, time out. E-motorcycles are awesome. They just have to be ridden in the right places.
Okay.
So check out Hungry Valley, check out Rower Flats. It's a dirt bike. Go take it. Place you would ride dirt bikes. But I'm also a dirt biker, so I got to explain both sides of this.
But not on the paseos.
Not on the paseos. No, not on the paseos. But let's talk about the Explorer program. It's another opportunity for juveniles ages 14 to 20. It is an incredible opportunity for students who are really trying to just take that next step. They're getting good grades. They're doing well academically and athletically as well. And they want to maybe pursue a career in law enforcement or maybe military. They just want to kind of get that paramilitary structure and that discipline built now. We have a Sheriff's Explorer program. It's a phenomenal opportunity. They come and they learn everything that we do, pretty much. They get a 15-week academy. They go every Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the College of the Canyons. We offer that academy twice a year. And then the rest of the year, they're meeting every single week at our sheriff's station in a uniform that looks just like mine. And they get to do ride-alongs. They get to learn about proper firearm safety. They get to experience kind of what it means to interact with the public in a positive way. And then they learn basically everything that I learned in the academy, just in a little bit of a condensed and a more youthful way.
How do they sign up for that?
They can contact me, actually. So they can just go call the sheriff's station. Again, the same number, 661-260-4000. Or you can visit us, believe it or not, on Instagram. We have a bunch of information at SCV Explorers. You can check it out, get some photos and videos of what our program offers, and we'd love to have you.
So if people want to talk to you and get more information, and they also want pizza, do you have any opportunities
really good
like
at these
that?
Transitions,
Yeah, you
Carrie.
like that?
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so one of the things you guys need to know about is the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department has an incredible partnership with the Special Olympics of Southern California. And one of those opportunities is coming up this next month, May 22nd. It's going to be at California Pizza Kitchen.
Which is delicious.
Yeah, everybody's favorite pizza kitchen,
absolutely.
Obviously. And it's the one right there off of McBean and Newhall Ranch Road. You can actually order any time of day that day. You can even do a catering order and have it delivered or whatever. But 20% of the profits from that day are actually going to go to Special Olympics SoCal. But if you want to get served pizza by a deputy, you can go to the restaurant from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., and we're actually going to be assisting the wait staff and bringing pizzas out to people, and then all the tips collected from that night will go directly towards Special Olympics SoCal.
Do you have any serving experience?
I do, actually. I worked at a restaurant out here in Santa Clarita in college.
Are you going to tell us which one?
Chick-fil-A.
Oh,
proud to be a Chick-fil-A employee. My pleasure.
Oh, well, we're going to get to find out more about all these things, right?
Yeah.
As Jensen joins us for the rest of the show. So stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to SCVTV's Community Corner. Let's rewind to the 90s for a second. The era of dial-up internet, the rise of grunge and hip-hop, and fashion that was all about flannel, combat boots, and a lot of ripped denim. And I know you were rocking all of that in the 90s, right?
In the 90s, it was definitely a decade to remember. 93, thank you very much. But for Single Mothers Outreach, the 90s were about way more than just pop culture. It's when their incredible journey began, and now they're marking 30 incredible years with a big celebration called Cheers to 30 Years.
Here to give us a sneak peek at what's in store for the event are co-chairs Pamela Rippling and Shelley Jeffries. We're so glad to have both of you back here with us.
We're thrilled to be here.
Thank you for having us back.
Of course. So Shelley, before we talk about the event, remind everyone about Single Mothers Outreach and its mission.
So Single Mothers Outreach is available to single parents and families, and it is available for them to empower them with resources, hope, and support so that their families can thrive and be self-sustaining.
And the organization is not just for single mothers, correct?
Correct. It is also for dads, and it was named Single Mothers Outreach 30 years ago, right? But dads are still obviously welcome. I shouldn't say obviously because it sounds like they are not, but they are. And there are single dads out there just like single moms, so yes.
That's awesome. And you guys have a new building, right? So why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
We have a brand new, beautiful building that was purchased by the organization back at from the beginning of the year. It was a long process, so to kind of remember the timeline,
23, I think, right?
we started the process in 23.
Yeah.
And so now we were there, and it is just beautiful. There is space for everything. We have space now for individual rooms for therapy. The staff members each have office space. There's a classroom. There's a kitchen. There's a amazing area for young children with bookcases and fun toys for them to play. It's just really beautiful.
So it's been a great time of evolving for your organization, which brings us to Cheers for 30 years. Pamela, tell us about it and what people can expect.
Well, like most nonprofits here in the Valley, we have a gala every year, and in the past, the gala has been centered around our Empowering Hearts program. This goes back to, I think 2010, perhaps. And Empowering Hearts was an event where we brought in honorees and artists, and we brought in an art element, and it was a labor-intensive, beautiful, serious event, kind of. And this year we decided we would take a break to celebrate our 30th anniversary. We kind of looked at the calendar and said, wow, that's been 30 years. Let's take a break and do some celebrating. It won't be all fun and games. There will be some mission moments during the evening, but it's really about looking back, celebrating where we've come from and where we're going.
You guys have had, your nose to the millstone for a long time, so that time probably flies really fast. So it's cool that you guys are taking a second to kind of recognize that. One of the things that I've heard about that I want to know more about is this prize wall. Can you talk to us a little bit about what attendees can expect on the prize wall?
The prize wall is basically like a grab bag activity. So there is a charge of $30 because it's our 30th year. We picked $30. It's a wall full of pockets with numbers on them, which is provided by the venue. It's called the Good Times Wall, right? Good Time Wall? Good Time Wall. And you can say, okay, here's my $30. I want pocket number 17. And then they reach in there and they tell you what you want. And it's something that is worth more than $30. There's things like wine and high-end makeup and purses and gift certificates, all kinds of fun things. And it was really popular last year. We sold out of it, so.
Good.
We need to know if there's going to be any trivia, 90s trivia. And by the way, if you want to challenge us, we are ready. I think I might have the upper hand because I was there for all of the 90s, unlike
Came in
you.
a little late to the party, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want to talk to him, right? We don't know about that. We don't need to know about that.
Actually, there will be trivia, and there will be trivia cards on every table so that the guests can have a little playtime, little icebreaker. There will be Name That Price for, what's the name of the show?
Like Price is Right.
Price is Right. There'll be those kinds of things. So they'll be guessing about what a carton of eggs was, or a car, or a house back then. Really fun things. Our MC is Mr. Ed Masterson.
The best.
He's going to be sprinkling in a little bit of that pop culture as we go through the evening. He may say, okay, for those of you who are playing the game, Bill Clinton was the president. And everybody's going, like that around the room. And we did bring some things just to remind us a little bit about the 90s.
Oh my
Beanie
goodness.
Babies.
Oh,
Anybody
yes.
remember
yes.
Beanie Babies? So this is a Thai Beanie Baby. And he came with us today. He's kind of an icon. Also in 1995, we were just getting over
Oh my goodness.
the earthquake here in Santa Clarita.
Yeah.
And we know that took several years to get over. So 1995 was a pivotal year. Also, we lost this great guy in 1995, Jerry Garcia. How has it been so long? I remember hearing it on the news. It's just those kinds of things. Buzz and Woody.
You know them, though.
Definitely know who they are.
Okay.
To infinity and beyond. Thank you very much.
Right. Born in 1995.
Now, this is a fundraiser. The night is a fundraiser that's benefiting Single Mothers Outreach. So can you tell us a little bit about some of the programs that this fundraising is actually going to go toward?
Our programs, we'll share on this one, but our programs have been just growing every year. We have a focus on mental health right now because when you are a single parent, your life is upside down. Now, keep in mind that single parents come to us for various reasons. Some of them are divorced, some of them are widowed, some of them are victims of domestic violence, unfortunately. There may be some that are unwed to begin with. But despite the reason, we're not here to judge. We're here to help and break the cycle and help them with their children. And so a lot of them come to us with some issues, and they will have counseling. We have counselors that will meet with them for 8 sessions, identifying their top problem, their needs, finding them the resources to deal with those problems. We also have our Shop the Closet program, which someone asked me earlier. We used to have Closet on Main for the listeners or the watchers or viewers who are wondering what happened to Closet on Main. We did lose that lease on Main Street, and we were not able to replicate that anywhere else because that was a long time ago, and today is not the time for us to have a retail establishment. But we crammed all those clothes and purses and shoes and children's things into our new building, and we still have the Shop the Closet program. And that's where our moms get vouchers, and they can come and select 8 pieces of clothing a month.
That's awesome.
Those are just 2 of our programs. We have workshops on everything from balancing your checkbook to how to identify narcissism. We have classes in both Spanish and English. And we have ESL classes and computer training classes in collaboration with COC, who sends their instructors to our building to teach our moms.
That's amazing. We can tell that you guys are both very passionate about this organization. Tell us how you got involved and why it's so important to you. Let's start with you, Shelley.
I got involved. I met your Lainey many years ago, and I just knew right away I wanted to be involved when she shared with me about the organization. I grew up with a single mom. It was my sister and myself, and I have many memories and thankfully many good memories, but I know it was a struggle for her. And so having had that experience, I can sympathize to some degree with the moms coming through the program. And even the ones who, the daughter or the sons, like with Marissa, one of our, she's on our board and she's just amazing. And she shares her story because she remembers as a young girl, SMO helped her family. Yeah. And it's just so beautiful when she shares. She shares it and she gets so choked up and it's so touching. And now she's on our board. She's just a beautiful, beautiful person. And so that really, just knowing that I had experienced it, but knowing your Lainey's heart also. And she is just one of the most incredible people. And I knew that I wanted to be a part of what she was running in the organization and knowing what it was all about and how it served our community. And so it was a few years later, but I've been on the board now for about 5 years. And it's just the most rewarding experience. It really is.
Pamela, how about for you?
Similarly, I knew Yeleni. Yeleni Sapp is our executive director, and we've been close for several years. And I've been a nonprofit for probably 20 years. And recently, 5 or 6 years ago, my son became a single parent and became the sole caregiver for his 2 children. And as their grandma, I started to take a really active role in their lives. But I watched firsthand the struggle that he was going through as a single parent. It's very real and it's very tough. Not only the financial aspects of only having one income, but also the time, the efforts. Being both parents is extremely difficult. So that was the impetus for me to join Single Mothers Outreach, because I just thought, if there's anything I have to give that I can help this population, I will do it.
It's truly inspiring to hear you guys talk about it. And I know even for me, I'm like, okay, I want to know more information. Where can people go to find that information?
Well, as you might guess, our website,
Perfect.
singlemothersoutreach.org. And if you do /cheers after that, that's where you can pick up tickets and learn more about our event.
Okay.
Tell us really quick before we let you go, when and where is the event?
The event is coming up May 9th at 7 p.m. at Sand Canyon Country Club.
Very nice.
Beautiful. Shelley, Pam, thank you so much for being here with us.
Well,
Thank you for having us.
Of course. All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.
The William S. Hart Union High School District is an exemplary district located in Santa Clarita, California, a community nestled in North Los Angeles County. The Hart District, rated as one of the top secondary districts in the state of California, strives to make a difference in the lives of our diverse student body by instilling a sense of community, courage, creativity, and caring. We do this by working together to offer high-performing academic programs, championship athletic teams, award-winning performing arts, and a robust career and technical education program. For our teachers and staff, we offer competitive salaries, a great benefits package, and a chance to work with our amazing students. Being in Santa Clarita offers the opportunity to be just minutes from it all. The beach, mountains, desert, close to the excitement of Los Angeles, all while living in a beautiful and safe community. So we invite you to meet with us and think about joining the William S. Hart District family, where we believe in one heart, every student, opportunity ready.
Welcome back to SCVTV's Community Corner. One thing Santa Clarita does really well is lifting up local artists and bringing the community together in creative ways.
And the brand new Old Town Newhall Art Walk is doing just that, turning the streets into a vibrant gallery while also shining a light on the small businesses that make this area so unique.
It's a fun, walkable event that's all about art, community, and connection. And here to tell us more about what to expect is Nikki Voss, local business owner and board member of the Old Town Newhall Association. Nikki, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate being here.
This sounds like an amazing event, but before we get into all the details about it, please tell everybody about the Old Town Newhall Association.
So the Old Town Newhall Association has been around for several years already since long before COVID. And then it kind of went a little bit into a hiatus during COVID, as did a lot of institutions and businesses and nonprofits. Since the last few years, they've really been booting up again, and so there's been a lot of reinvested interest and enthusiasm. And so we have monthly meetings. There are a lot of businesses that are members. We get great turnout at the monthly meetings, and it's basically an organization, a nonprofit that exists to share information, learn about your other businesses, local businesses, and we get regular updates from the deputies, which is really nice, and the different government officials. And so it's just been a really supportive network, for all the businesses that can participate.
For us as a sheriff's department, we love your association because it's a chance for us also, like you said, share information, and that's so important for us. So we're grateful for OTNA.
Wonderful.
But I do want to dig into kind of the inaugural event, right?
Yes.
So talk to us about the details.
Yes.
Where is it? When is it? That kind of thing. How does it all work?
Perfect. I'd love to do that. So it's a free event. It's open to the community. It's family friendly. It's going to be on Saturday, May 17th. Technically from 2 to 8 p.m., although people can arrive a little bit earlier. The starting location is right at the corner of Market and Main Street, so directly across from El Trocadero, catty corner from the junction, right? And so at that location, we're going to have several easy-ups and tables with information. And you'll also, we have free tote bags while supplies last. There's complimentary walking maps that will then allow people to follow a path, hopefully, as we've articulated, from business to business. And at those businesses, you'll be able to hopefully get a little demonstration about what they do, learn more about what art activities they have, and also, pick up some flyers, classes, stuff like that. And we have, I'll just jump ahead a little bit, we've got 17 arts organizations and businesses and nonprofits that are participating. So personally, I think it's really awesome to think just in that little strip in Newhall that we've pulled together 17. Hopefully in 2026, we'll have even more. But it's family friendly, just an opportunity to kind of connect with other types of businesses that are in Newhall.
I love this idea. I mean, you're bringing together the community, businesses, artists. Where did the idea come from, and how did you make it real?
So I guess, I won't take credit for it. It was myself and Kiana Tarlow from the Santa Clarita Artists Association had kind of tossed the idea around a little bit, and then we brought it to Phil Lantis from the Arts and Events Office last August, I believe, or July, and then we started meeting regularly and kind of hashing out the practicality of it. I will say, it's not really an original idea. If you look at Ventura or Pasadena, downtown Los Angeles, having an art walk in a city is actually kind of a pretty common civic opportunity for people. We're not at the level of Pasadena. Pasadena is truly where you have to park and ride, and you'll be shuttled to these different events, whereas this is still at the level of a walking map. But it's kind of modeled on that type of pre-existing event and expanding on it.
I think that's so important, though, for people to realize, even as you say that, what a unique opportunity that we have right here in Santa Clarita.
Yeah.
It is walkable.
Totally.
It is local.
Yep.
You said 17 businesses are all right there on that strip. So it's I think personally that's a benefit to it because it's a total family-friendly event that's walkable. So that's incredible. Thank you for sharing.
And the nice thing is, so for instance, you would be able to go all the way from Lyons Avenue all the way over to Hart Park, because at Hart Park in the Santa Clarita Historical Society, they will have plein air painters on site. So they're partnering with the Santa Clarita Artists Association, and so starting at probably already right at 2, we'll have people out there with their easels painting, and people can interact with them and talk with them. And so we've got Santa Clarita Artists Association, we've got the Art Tree, we've got My Business Textile Pop, we've got Empire Dance Studio, the Main, all kinds of, really, really interesting, arts with an S, intentionally plural, so you can really kind of see, what opportunities there are for people.
Which is amazing. And every time I go to Old Town Newhall, there's something new. There's a new business, a new gallery popping up. So this is also super beneficial for those businesses down there to discover something new.
Absolutely. And we also have received several really lovely donations from some of the wineries and breweries. And so starting at 5 p.m., we'll have just in a few of those businesses free, very small wine and beer tastings. And so then you'll be able to hopefully pick up a coupon there as well, and then when you're done, maybe go to some of the great restaurants and have a terrific meal. And so I think the goal is really to bring more audience and more foot traffic, and to kind of expand the idea of what's in Newhall. So it's not just the really great restaurants, it's not just the really great bars and wineries. There's also fantastic boutiques, and then there's also, as I said, at least 17 art spaces. So,
Nikki, this is incredible. You're not just trying to bring foot traffic to Old Town Newhall. You're trying to expose us as Santa Clarita residents to all the opportunities that are here.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much.
Yeah,
Where can people go for more information?
Sure. So if you go to the OTNA website, which is just otna.org, otna.org, there should be a pop-up that shows up that will take you directly to the Art Walk page. And then you can also click on the events link, and then there's a drop-down menu that will take you there. And then for anybody who is interested in learning more or has questions or might even want to be on our radar for next year, because I'm sure there's going to be people who said, well, what about me? I'd love to know more. We are really hoping to make this an annual event. And so if if people could just email info@otna.org, then we can start to compile a list, and then we'll take everything we learned from this event and then apply it to next year. And I think, I'm hoping, that we'll rapidly get to, 25 or more venues and really be able to, expand what we have. And I just feel personally, as an artist myself, I feel like, arts really are a huge component of a vibrant civic society. And so, on a personal note, that's what I want to amplify. I really want to make sure that we're not just looking at like other recreational activities, but there's a lot of artists or people who are interested in learning more about the arts out there, and we want to make sure they know what's out there.
I love this. I love your passion for the event, and I'm so
Great.
excited to see how it turns out.
Wonderful.
Yeah, you'll have to come back and let us know.
Yeah, I hope to do that. Thank you.
Thank you for being here, Nikki.
Yeah, thank you.
There's much more to come. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Wow, it's so nice today. Hi, I'm here to talk to you about your mental health and how you can stay healthy and well. It's important to take care of your mental health so you can get the most out of your life while feeling good. Making little changes to your life doesn't need to cost a fortune or take up all your free time. Here are some tips you can improve on your mental health so that you can start today. Talking about how you feel can help more than you know. Talking can be a way to cope with problems you've been carrying around in your head for a while. Just being listened to can help you feel supported and less alone. Asking for help is very good for you. Many people see asking for help as weakness, which isn't true. Asking for help allows us to surround ourselves with people who can make us feel good and create optimism and hope when we're dealing with challenging situations. This also improves our resilience. Improving your mental health isn't just about talking or exercising. Eating well is important as well. Your brain needs a mix of nutrients in order to stay healthy and function well. Just like other organs in your body, a diet that's good for your physical health is as good for your mental health. Sleeping well is just as important to our health as eating, drinking, and breathing. Poor sleep is linked to physical problems such as weakened immune system and mental health problems such as anxiety and depression. It is best to at least get 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night. Improving your mental health can come easy if you use these tips little by little every day. It's never too late to change how you live.
And welcome back to SCVTV's Community Corner. If you've ever thought about swapping your car for a bike, even if it's just for one day, this is the perfect time to give it a try.
That's right. It's time once again for Santa Clarita's Bike to Work Challenge. It's a week-long event that encourages people to leave the car at home, cut down on traffic and air pollution, and enjoy a healthier way to get around.
And here to fill us in on all the details is Lindsay Schmant, project technician with the City of Santa Clarita. Lindsay, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Before we get into all the fun details of this annual event, can you tell us how this Bike to Work Day came about?
Yeah, so the Bike to Work Challenge is part of an overall Bike to Work month. It's kind of a national thing. But for us, really, we want to get people involved in our ride sharing programs within the city. So ride sharing is something that's really, really important to us. We have a beautiful community that we have multiple bike paths. We've got ways to get around that don't include, hopping in your car. You can get around in many different ways. So this is a way to really focus and hone in on biking to work and actively getting our community together to do that.
So I love a challenge. Tell us how the challenge part works. When does it start, and can anyone take part, or is it just local businesses?
Yeah, so anybody can take part in this challenge, whether your business agrees to get a group together or you're just an individual and you want to participate, you're welcome to do that. You will have to, fill out a registration form based on whoever, if you have a group or if you're an individual. The challenge will be held the week of May 12th through the 16th, and we'll have pit stops on the 15th. Mm-hmm. You can choose one day, you can do every single day if you're feeling really ambitious. But yeah, this is really just a simple but impactful way to participate in something new and do something a little bit different than your usual commute.
Yeah, I love the idea. Carrie loves a challenge. I love winning. So what are some of the things, the prizes and that kind of thing that we can win for participating?
Yeah, so participants, if you fill out a form, so whether you're a business or an individual, if you fill out a form, you will be entered into a raffle. We've got a lot of great prizes. Most of them are biking gear, so brand new biking gear. KHS actually donates a brand new 2025 model bike for us, which is really great. So if you need to upgrade your bike,
we are absolutely in.
Yes, this is your chance. If you want to upgrade your bike, maybe you participate for a day or really increase your chances, because every single day will count as a raffle entry. So if you participate for 5 days, you'll have 5 raffle entries into this. And you can win anything from helmets to biking gear, and then we'll also have gift cards available to local businesses. So we usually do gift cards to local bike shops like InCycle, Trek, and Bicycle John's, and they are also our hosts for our pit stops this year.
Let's talk more about the pit stops, because they're fun opportunities and you have a lot of treats available, right?
Yes. So the pit stops are a great opportunity to community build. We host the pit stops only on Thursday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. You can visit our website to get a map of your pit stops and lay out your programming for yourself that morning or your business that morning. You can visit one or you can visit all, depending on your route to work or just what you feel like that morning. And we do have a lot of great giveaways. We've got some little fanny packs that are Bike to Work Challenge. We've got some little gear that you can pick up. And then we will have coffee provided by Honu Coffee at City Hall. So yeah, and some little snacky items and drinks, water and things like that, just light refreshments that you can grab at the pit stops. And then our hosts will also provide different things at their pit stops depending on the bike shop that's there.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. You had me at prizes and you had me at snacks, so I'm all in. Now, for the naysayers, right? They say, oh, this one day of biking to work isn't going to make a difference. Can you talk to us about why this challenge is so important and what kind of difference it actually is going to make?
Yeah, well, every little thing we do really adds up, right? So the more people we get to contribute to a cause like this, it really does add up. So if you are feeling like, it's only one day, well, you're taking 2 commutes. So if you commute to work and you commute to back home, that's a whole day worth of commuting that you've removed a vehicle from the road. And we've all sat in traffic. We all have experienced that. And removing just one vehicle from the road really helps improve traffic, and then also alternatively will help improve the local air quality. So environmentally, there's an impact there on the environment that we can really measure when we look at the data for how many people that have participated in events like this and say, oh, we had 400 or 500 commutes that were removed from traffic that day, which is pretty impressive when we think about it.
And one thing that is great about Santa Clarita and great that we're doing the challenge here is there are so many trails, so many paseos. You can pretty much get anywhere in the city without having to go on the road. So if people want to figure out what that route is like from their house to their job or wherever they need to go, is there anything the city is doing to help people navigate?
Yeah, well, BikeSantaClarita.com actually has some maps and some routes that you can look at, the trails for biking. They also have the laws for local bikers, so if you have an e-bike or something like that, you can make sure that you're most up to date on making sure that safety measures are
not an e-motorcycle.
Not an e-motorcycle. This is not e-motorcycle to work day.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes,
Right,
okay,
exactly.
good.
Yeah.
Lindsay Schmant, thank you so much for being here today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The William S. Hart Union High School District is an exemplary district located in Santa Clarita, California, a community nestled in North Los Angeles County. The Hart District, rated as one of the top secondary districts in the state of California, strives to make a difference in the lives of our diverse student body by instilling a sense of community, courage, creativity, and caring. We do this by working together to offer high-performing academic programs, championship athletic teams, award-winning performing arts, and a robust career and technical education program. For our teachers and staff, we offer competitive salaries, a great benefits package, and a chance to work with our amazing students. Being in Santa Clarita offers the opportunity to be just minutes from it all. The beach, mountains, desert, close to the excitement of Los Angeles, all while living in a beautiful and safe community. So we invite you to meet with us and think about joining the William S. Hart District family, where we believe in one heart, every student, opportunity ready.
Welcome back to SCVTV's Community Corner. There's something really special about helping a dog find their forever home, and fostering is a big part of that.
Fostering is a great way to give a dog a soft place to land while they wait for their forever home, and it's a huge help for shelters that are currently stretched very thin.
Dog trainer Joe Garcia from DogFitLA is here to talk about how you can get involved. Plus, he's sharing smart tips on training fosters, especially those high-energy pups, like Jelly, the adoptable husky we're meeting today. Joe, thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Before we talk about Jelly, tell us a little bit about DogFitLA and your mission.
So DogFitLA, I started about 3 years professionally. I've always loved dogs. I've worked with dogs. Beforehand, I was a personal trainer and I had a gym and I would bring my dogs in. So a lot of the clients would see my dogs just patiently waiting while people were working out. And so I always loved training and working with dogs from the get-go. So what we do at DogFitLA is we run a structured daycare program as well as a board and train facility. And I do it straight out of my home. I work with private dogs as well as rescue dogs. Ever since I started, I actually started with rescue dogs and working with shelters, and I said to myself that I would always dedicate at least 20% of my space is dedicated towards rescuing dogs and finding homes. Because it's just, I knew for my first dog, I had this dream family dog, so my wish for everybody is to find that family dog that everybody adores. Yeah. And that's my main mission with DogFitLA, working with the shelters, working with rescue groups to try to find that dream dog.
So I have to share, last time, Joe, was it the last time you were here that you had Raya? He brought Raya, who was Tamika at the time, and I fell in love with her. And she was with Out of the Cage and Jill Deshay, who's on the show regularly. And Joe was fostering her, and she came in, and I fell in love, and it has been fantastic. And Joe's been so great. He still comes up and helps me with training because she is a working dog. Yeah. And sometimes I still think that she's outsmarting me around the house and everything. But it is a lot for people to take on when they don't know how to deal with it, especially for fosters. Yeah. So what advice would you have for someone who's looking to adopt a dog like my Raya or like Jelly here?
Well, one thing right off the bat is really understanding the breed. So not necessarily shopping just by look, but really investigating what does this breed really need and meeting them there first before anything else. A lot of these working dogs need a job. And in a modern day dog's world, they're not necessarily going to go out to the farm or do any of those type of things, but they need structure, and that's their job. So for instance, Jelly right now, job is to stay on the bed, right? This is a modern day dog's job, essentially. And she's nailing it, and we're gonna reward her for that. And that's what these dogs need. They just need purpose, and they want to please us. They're there for us. They want to do everything for us, and we just need to kind of provide that structure and that stability for them and just be consistent with it. That's really the secret sauce.
So the situation at LA County shelters right now, I know firsthand, is pretty heartbreaking. It's very overcrowded, and some of them are at full capacity, and they're putting out messages pleading with people, please come, pick up dogs. So can you talk about what that really means for rescue groups and the animals that they're trying to save?
Yeah, I think it's really, really hard right now, especially for rescue groups, because what we're seeing is people have the heart to take these dogs in, even fosters, but they lack the education and the resources to take on working dogs, and they're being returned at alarming rates. So part of it is filling that gap. They're picking them up, they're taking them out of shelters, but they're coming right back like a week later. And it's primarily because people just don't know what to do, and they just assume, hey, let's give this dog a bed, let's give him food, let's give him love, here's your backyard, and everything is going to be great. And a lot of times that's very, very stressful for a dog. So what I work with primarily with fosters as well as people that are adopting is creating a shelter and making them realize that they don't really need a lot of freedom in the beginning. What they need is security and safety. And that comes from crate training, that comes from being on a lead, and not necessarily just throwing them in a backyard that's an acre deep. That could be too overwhelming a lot of times. Essentially what we want to do is we almost like swaddling a baby. We want to keep them tight, right? And then as the dog starts to decompress and come into this family life, because they're coming from a very stressful scenario like shelters, and they're not really prepared for family life. So a lot of it is just overwhelming, and they start to do behaviors that they're not really accustomed to doing, or it's normal for them. It's just instinctual behavior that they're falling upon, and they're getting returned because somebody snarls or growls or nips or does hurting kind of behaviors that are normal for border collies, and nipping at heels, and that freaks people out, and they return them right there. So for me, where I try to fit in is to try to provide that education and resource that's necessary to make these dogs adoptable and stay in those homes, and just give people a little bit more awareness as far as what to do, because they're really just coming from the heart. They want to do best for these dogs. We're all dog lovers, and we want to see them flourish, but a lot of times we're not hitting the mark on them. And we're not doing the dog justice by not providing them with structure, and then they're getting returned back.
We have to talk about Jelly. I'm sorry. She's sitting here.
awesome.
She's just like checking out everyone in the studio with her beautiful blue eyes. And what's her story? You've only had her for like 24 hours.
24 hours, and you could see how awesome she is, right? Like, I want to say we're good at DogFitLA, and I'm pretty good about what I do, but I'm not this good. Like, this is a pretty rock solid dog. But her story is she's about 2 years old, and she was found as a stray, but she was microchipped and found lactating. So more than likely, she had babies and was dumped by more than likely a backyard breeder that just didn't want to have her anymore, and they just kind of dumped her. So she was in that kind of realm. We can only assume that that happened. But yeah, that's how she ended up in East Valley Shelter.
Look at that face. Oh my goodness. And I was asking when she came in, because she has some of the fur on her back. You were saying that that's probably...
More than likely that's allergies. It doesn't look like they're hot spots or anything like that. It's a little bit of dry. This tends to be more of like an allergic reaction to maybe food or chicken. Usually it's chicken or some sort of allergic reaction. But so far she's doing really good. Her coat's nice. She's eating really, really good.
She's like, I
her
am
demeanor
good.
is incredible, Joe.
Yeah.
What kind of family do you think she would thrive in? What's a dream home for her?
A dream home for her is kids. I have 2 kids at home. She loves the kids already. I have an 8-year-old son and an 11-year-old daughter. She loves being around the kids. A moderate to active lifestyle. She definitely likes going out for her walks and exploring and do different things. And a puzzle. She's a thinker. We got to get her, you know, you can see like she's trying to play with the mat. She's trying to figure out where the treats are. You know, so she definitely wants something to mentally stimulate her, to keep her going.
So if people aren't familiar with Huskies, what advice would you give to a family who's maybe ready to bring her home after seeing how beautiful and good she is here today?
I mean, listen, Huskies traditionally are talkers. And what was really remarkable about her is she went right into her crate last night and slept the whole night through. She wasn't peeping, she wasn't doing anything, which is also really rare for shelter dogs. Usually they're kind of, the first 24, 48 hours is the roughest. But she kind of just fell right into it. She was doing really, really well. But, you know, for Huskies, it's, you gotta be a walker. They need that, their adventure. Yeah, they need that exercise and they need that adventure. So going on the same walk every day is not necessarily what they need. They need variety. So if you're going out the house making a left, tomorrow you're making a right. You know, if you're coming home a certain pathway, you're picking a different one the next day and the next day. And just keeping it in, they really like going everywhere, especially Jelly. I could tell right off the bat. I put her in the car. She was like sitting there looking out the window the whole time and just enjoying the cars going by.
Right. So I have a foster dog or a rescue dog, and you've already given me some tips, okay? Just as far as like taking a right instead of a left. I'm like, oh, my dog would love that. Why didn't I think of that? So for other people who are kind of in the same spot and they want to learn more about fostering, adopting, or could use some guidance even with their own pup, where can they find you and where can they learn more about DogFitLA?
So on Instagram, you can look me up at DogFitLA, and I'm also on Facebook, as well as on Book Your Pet, which is our scheduling system that we use, and you can find information on there too as well.
So before we let Joe go, we have to show a video of this is from Joe's Instagram, and I still send Raya to Joe when we're out of town for vacation so she can go back and spend time and play with all the dogs there, and of course see Joe, who's always happy to see her again.
I love it.
But you can check in on the Instagram to see what's happening while you're gone. So I'm on vacation and this is the video, and you see here that Joe is dancing around while scooping the backyard. And at the end of the video, you'll notice that one of the dogs comes up and starts dancing along with him, and that's my Raya right there. Yes, but follow Joe on Instagram. He is hilarious. He was giving his dog a pep talk today about how she needed to behave when they picked up the kids from school. So thank you, Joe, for everything you do. Thank you for bringing me Raya. And let's find a home for Jelly.
Absolutely.
Oh, so cute. All right, stick with us. We'll be right back.
Are you an artist looking to get your work into the community and attract potential buyers? Are you a business owner in need of local original artwork to decorate your establishment? Well, the City of Santa Clarita is here to help. Through the city's Places with Spaces program, Santa Clarita businesses can be matched with a local artist to put their pieces on display. Here's how it works. First, fill out an interest form at santaclaritaarts.com. Artists will submit a digital portfolio along with information on their available work. Businesses will give information on their available space and the specific subject matter they would like to display. And we do the rest. The Santa Clarita Arts team takes applications from artists and businesses and plays matchmaker, helping create what can be a lasting relationship. For more information and to get started, visit santaclaritaarts.com.
Welcome back to SCVTV's Community Corner. So maybe a trip to Ireland isn't in the cards this year, but who says you can't still soak up the charm and culture right in your own backyard?
Exactly. The Celebrate series is kicking off at the Canyon Country Community Center, and they're going all in with an Irish-themed night. Think corned beef, fish, chips, live music, arts and crafts, and so much more.
It is the perfect kickoff to this monthly cultural celebration, and we've got a sneak peek in this week's episode of This Week in Santa Clarita. Check it out.
What's up, everyone? Come out to the Canyon Country Community Center next Friday, May 9th for our very first Celebrate. We're gonna be celebrating Ireland. We'll have food trucks, crafts, games, activities. It's a free event for the family, so come on, check it out. Celebrate is an event where we showcase different cultures with live performances, arts, and crafts. Be sure to stop by our booth where they'll be handing out our Celebrate passport. This is a great way to be entered into our raffle. We'll be giving out prizes at the end of the event series. Santa Clarita Sister Cities will also be hosting a beer garden. So come on, check it out, whether you have kids or you just want to come out with a loved one. It's gonna be a fun event. For more information, visit the link below.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Make sure to tune in next week and every week for another episode of SCVTV's Community Corner.
Check out all of our past episodes and segments at scvcommunitycorner.com or our Facebook at SCV Community Corner.
Thanks so much for watching.
We will see you next time.
At SCVTV, we believe in the power of television to inspire, educate, and unite our community. But we can't do it alone. Donate today, and together we can continue to create meaningful content and provide next-generation workforce opportunities.